Hello, Registeel video. Today we're going to take a look at XL Registeel in the Open Ultra League, and this is not only a normal XL Registeel, this is the rank 1 Registeel, which is insanely difficult to get because you have to trade with someone on the first friendship level, basically. You cannot trade on the lowest one because you cannot trade legendaries there, or I think shinies either. But on the first one you can trade, and it costs you I think 16k starters to do a trade, and then the likelihood of you getting this specific spread is basically close to 0. So me getting this is insanely rare, and I cannot wait to really showcase it to you here. I'm going to pre-record this like weeks ago, basically. I am going to be away most likely when you see that right now. At least I think I'm going to release this video then. So for you, it's like for me right now, it's like the 5th of February. I don't know when you're going to see it here, but yeah, I'm away for 1 weekend, so I can have to preview some stuff, and I thought this would be a cool idea here, especially because we have a team here as well with the Deoxys defense. I didn't really know what I wanted to do for like teams in general. I wanted to have both in there. Main reason for this is both of them are super bulky and super strong in the Open Ultra League, and both of them are legendaries where you basically have to pay for to get the XL candies for. So today's topic is also a little bit why I don't really like the Ultra League, the Open Ultra League especially, because you have like the legendary Pokemon here, like the Deoxys there, like the Registeel, that are just insanely strong in this cup, and you have to pay basically 70 euro or something to get one, which is not really something that you should really have in a game. And for me, this is the best way to say this is pay to win kinda, because for this one it is. If you wonder why I did the screenshot there, this was the first battle that I played with the team here. And someone on Twitter said, oh, because you have the best possible Registeel, you're most likely going to have 0 chance of getting the debuff, and my first one was a debuff. The 3 next to it will not be a debuff, so that's great. So I had like a lower chance at all at the end, but I think at the end, like usually the debuff chance usually goes to an equal now, like after a while. It's just, if you only look at 4, the likelihood of you getting only like 1 debuff or something out of 4 is of course pretty high still. But after 1000 you usually end up at like the 66% rate, which I think it is currently on. But yeah, we're going to have here Snorlax as a safe swap because I needed something that can still deal with Cobalion, for example, and try to bait out some potential counter users, for example also the Obstagoon, where we have access to superpower. As you can see here, the opponent doesn't really like us having access to superpower and just double shields. This is the main reason why we have Snorlax as a safe swap, just baiting out potential counters for Registeel while still being neutral against basically everything, and also we need a counter for the Trevenant. Our team, basically our lead and our safe swap, they are both lose to Trevenant, which is the main reason why I needed the Snorlax as well. I also thought of using something like Pidgeot, but then again I wouldn't be as good against a lot of steel types, for example, that are also currently available in the meta. So having superpower as a coverage move is really nice. Also having Rock Slide as a coverage move is really nice against the Pidgeot, as they're going to shield this move up. I can go ahead and go for one Psycho Boost. They are double debuffed or triple debuffed. I think it's actually triple debuff, right? As we will be able to... Oh, is it double? I think it's double. I don't know. What is Brave Bird? Is Brave Bird triple or double? I actually don't know. Should have paid attention of it. But like, we will be able to at least go into our Snorlax against the opponent's Swampert here. We will be able to go for one Body Slam here. Going to be able to get them really low. And of course, Swampert is one of those Pokemon that you don't want to face with Registeel, as we're going to be able to at least shield the correct move here with the Earthquake. I can go for one charge move, and they're going to shield this move up, allowing us to get shields down. And if shields are down, a Registeel with 2 nuke moves gonna go to town. As expected, maybe. This Pokemon is very strong with like those moves available to it. We will see a Jellicent coming in here. And we're going to go up now to another Psycho Boost, so we can use it later on maybe to snipe something with our Deoxys, but they are currently locked into this matchup, and here's the main reason why Zap Cannon made this Pokemon so much better. Basically, Jellicent disappeared after Registeel got Zap Cannon, because before it was the best counter for Registeel because it was resisting all the charge moves it had, but now it has a super effective move against it, which basically makes it useless to use against it, and yeah, you see here already, we will be able to pretty easily win this game. As we go into the next one here, Drapion, Shadow Drapion in the lead. This is kind of awkward, of course. This is not where you're going to want to have it. I'm going to swap out into my Snorlax, trying to get maybe some shields here. as Shadow Bodies, I'm going to hurt a Shadow Drapion for sure. I'm going to be able to take 2 moves here as well, which is amazing. As we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the Body Slam soon, but I actually didn't expect that they had that much energy. They're gonna go for an Awkward TR, that's why. And we can go ahead and go for the Body Slam. Now, first Body Slam coming through. Gonna actually get the shield from the opponent, and I'm still gonna get to my second one, so this was a very good matchup for me now, as I will be able to get the final shield, allowing me to go into my Registeel and hopefully have a great matchup now, because I don't really know what they're going to have in the back now, but like there's not a lot that really can hurt me here. I have a shield advantage, I have an energy advantage soon as well, I think, and I will be able to just knock them straight out with a Focus Burst here, which is going to be enough to easily knock them out there anyway. And we're going to see the worst Pokemon possible. Welcome Trevenant, what a nice one there. Trevenant is exactly what I don't want to face here. I'm still going to be able to get my move off, but of course this also didn't give me the debuff, which was I think also one of the first games that I played here. We see the Shadow Claw, the Shadow Ball coming through here, and we're going to see another Shadow Ball coming through here as well from the opponent, where I thought, okay, maybe there's actually still a chance. I should be able to outspeed them to the next Shadow Ball with our Deoxys, going for 2 Rock Slides here, and now it just depends on what they have in the back. Deoxys is usually so good because of the crazy bulk, but they have an ABA line with Skuntank and Drapion. Cool, very cool. Yeah, there was not a lot that I can do there. We will see here Charizard coming in against us, which is decent, but also I hate Charizard with this team kinda. The thing is with Charizard, even though like it's kinda doesn't really want to get hit by one Rock Slide here, of course, and my backline is also kinda neutral. Of course, Registeel doesn't want to get hit by one Blast Burn, but you still have the Zapkin for the opponent's Charizard. It's still not really the nicest matchup, as they can just go for the Blast Burn all the time. I will be able to go for one Rock Slide here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and go for one Psycho Boost, putting them into farm down range for whatever wants to come in. And I just hope that they don't have a Trevenant in the back, which is pretty unlikely, I think, as we will be able to just take this Blast Burn here still. We're going to actually still be in the yellow health, and we see the opponent going for a charge move here with their Walrein. Actually thought Walrein would be already in range for a knockout with a Focus Blast, and turns out I was wrong. This is not going to do enough damage, and this will basically allow them to go for at least one more charge move, which is going to be, of course, the Earthquake here, going to do some decent damage against me. I have to overfarm, try to get to a move here, and going to swap out now into my into my Deoxys. I will be able to take them out, and I will be able to hopefully reach another move as well, but we see a Cresselia coming in. Interesting stop by the opponent, giving up on the Charizard here, which I'm fine with. I think they didn't have energy, so it was a smart decision by them. I will be able to go for one charge move here against the opponent's Cresselia, which now kind of forces them to undercharge because they don't really want to waste the move completely here. And that's exactly what they're going to do, but this allows me to go for another Psycho Boost and now swap out into my Registeel, which has already a Zapkin loaded, as I will be able to hit this in time, which hopefully gets the debuff. Please, I need the debuff here really, and I do get the debuff, which will allow us to actually take 2 Future Sights from this range still, from his Cresselia, step Future Sight. We don't really care. Our Registeel does not care at all. XL Registeel will be able to just tank them all, not even close. So we can go ahead and go for the Zapkin here, knock them straight out. Good game there as the clock ticks down. This is the one thing with the team as well. I did only 13 games with this team, and I had footage for 50 minutes, so I had to cut out a lot, and also sped them up a tiny bit faster as usual, just because Ultra League battles take so long. It's a wild, like honestly, 50 minutes for like 2.5 sets is really crazy, but we have like a lot of bulk here on this team, as we're going to have, of course, also our Snorlax here. I could have also went for something more expensive there, but I don't actually know. Is there any legendary that you can use for the Ultra League that needs XL candy other than those that we have? Yeah, I actually don't think there is. Otherwise, I could have done like the most expensive team possible, because you have to use so many legendary XL candies there, but I don't actually think there's a single Pokemon that really needs XL candy anymore for the Ultra League, is there? If you know some, maybe let me know in the comment section. I could use Uxie, which has some XL candies if you wanted to, but it's like not something crazy. But that's basically it. I could actually use Uxie, but it doesn't really help us here either, as we're going to just go down to any Trevenant that we would face. I think there's no other legendary that's possible to be XL for the Ultra League so far. as we see here that we're gonna get farmed down by this Trevenant, which is going to be annoying, as they can just go ahead and go for one Shadow Ball here. This Shadow Ball going to hurt a lot. We have to try to catch the next one, and we do not catch them, but we can still go for one Body Slam. And this Body Slam here will knock them out, so goodbye Trevenant there. We see the Warring coming in, we can go for the superpower. This will do a ton of damage here, does not knock them out, but put them into easy range for one Psycho Boost, and we lose CMP. Is this an Earthquake? It sadly is, and it will knock us out. If it wasn't an Earthquake, we would have been able to easily farm them down, but like this, sadly, not possible. We see here a Snorlax coming in. I'm just going to go ahead and go for one Psycho Boost, just trying to get some damage on them so I can swap into my own Snorlax, and I would be able to now go for our own superpower to just knock them straight out from this range. They mostly go for their own superpower here as well. Thought of going for the Body Slam, but it's just not worth it. I'm just going to go straight for my superpower. Could have overfarmed definitely a lot more here though, because I think there was a CMP type, because I didn't think that I would lose CMP. But I will be able to still go for one superpower against the incoming Obstagoon, which is amazing for us, as we're going to be able to get a shield from the opponent and go back into our Deoxys. But it's still going to be a tough matchup, because here we're going to have no Giratina in the bag. And I don't really want to have a Giratina against me, but I'm still going to be able to get some damage here with my Deoxys. I have to go into my Registeel. I'm going to let the move go through, which is a little bit risky, because yeah, they do some damage, but I feel like that the Obstagoon's damage will just hurt more in general. So that's why I keep my shields here still alive. But we have to go for some charge moves here, otherwise there is no way of winning this. We see the Shadow Sneak coming through. We can go for another Zapcan here. We had 100 energy. I know that they're going to swap out after this into Obstagoon, that's why I tried to wait a little bit and overfarm, but we can swap out into our Deoxys now because we waited a little bit longer, which is nice. And we can take at least one Night Slash. And now we have a CMP tie where I'm going to shield it up. Actually, if my opponent shields here, I think they can farm me down and this game is over. But for whatever reason, my opponent decides to just no shield, which I am happy about because I can farm them all the way down, and I will be able to go ahead and go for the hopefully farm down here, but I feel like I have to go for the Zapcan just to try to debuff the opponent, because look at the damage that comes in here. I think they two-shot me with these Shadow Sneak and Shadow Claw, so I'm gonna go for the Zapcan. This is a risky play. I need the debuff now. Please get the debuff, and we do get the debuff, allowing us now to hopefully farm them all the way down, just with lock on, as we will be able to survive with the 1 HP and the IVs come in clutch. That was insane. Honestly, super insane, while this was a thing, but here we will be able to see a matchup against Warring again. Warring is a pretty neutral matchup for us, actually. I mean, we have Rockset, I guess it's a positive. I don't think they can win this matchup if they wanted to, but we might be able to just get 2 shields there. That would be cool. We will see here the Rocksets coming through. We're going to be able to get actually them very low. I'm going to swap into my Snorlax, expecting them to maybe go for like another Earthquake or something like that. And we will be able to see now the Cobalion coming in. This is the main matchup where I want to have my Shadow Snorlax with superpower here, because Cobalion is actually something I thought would be more common. I really thought that I would also see more Pidgeot in the lead than I saw. But this Pokemon is pretty cool for us, because we can just go ahead and win the zero shield scenario, which is wild. As we see now Trevenant coming in, which is horrible. You don't want to see a Trevenant, especially when your Snorlax is about to go down. But we still have our Registeel, which at least can shield the moves up, I guess, but it's still going to be a difficult one now. Shadow Ball just going to hurt the entire team. I don't know how we are going to be able to win this game. We have to shield this one as well. We actually don't shield this one. Nice for me. I'm going to overfarm a little bit. I think I'll farm too much there as well. Zapcan going to get them low. I expect them that they're going to swap out soon. I'm actually going to be able to go for one, what's called one Focus Blast. They're getting the shield. I thought I had a Psycho Boost dot. Not gonna lie, I really thought I had a Psycho Boost dot. I'm going to shield up the Shadow Ball. They're actually gonna go into the Warring. Can we survive the move here? It's going to be an Earthquake. We can survive. And we actually had a Psycho Boost, and the Psycho Boost will be able to clean off this game. I did not expect that whatsoever, but again, the insane bulk of those Pokemon, the moves that those Pokemon have, it's just unfair. Honestly, pay to win is a thing for the Ultra League for sure. Luckily, it's not for Great League, and luckily Great League is the main format, even though I wish that, especially for the competitive tournaments, we would get some bans as well, because I feel like Noctowl, Machamp, Galarian Stunfisk, people had enough from that. It's going to be again the same thing for the entire time, I feel like, unless they make like some crazy changes, which I really would enjoy. I really wish that in general the Niantic employees for the Go Battle League would be a little bit more, I don't know, trying to change really something up, and maybe try to change even Mudshot, make it weaker, try to change, I don't know, Sky Attack and make it weaker, or anything like this just to try to change up something or even counter and make it weaker. Like all this stuff would be really interesting to see because right now I feel it's a little bit stale and I don't really like that. What I also don't really like is this matchup against the opponent's Talonflame. I kinda have to get to my move here and I will be able to knock them out at least, and now it's going to be a difficult one. Let's see, what do they have in the back? They're going to have still the Obstagoon. I guess it still should be fine. We can go for the Psycho Boost just to troll them around, to be fair, and get some damage on it, which we don't need at all. But we have now our Registeel. We should be able to reach the Focus Burst in time and hopefully finish off this game here. And this is looking very good. Focus Burst coming through, and this is going to be it for this game. What do you feel about pay to win here? Like, how do you feel like Niantic should change stuff? I don't know, I feel like those Pokemon are a little bit too strong for the Ultra League as well, but that's going to be it for this video. See you in the next one. Have a great rest every day. Bye.